bring this back, you know what I mean? Nobody really thinks it's a challengeable game, but it should get heated. When y'all cats, you know what I'm saying? You remember back in the day you had your Sega, right? You were putting in Sonic 2. Remember how hardcore motherfuckers was playing Sonic 2 back then, 2-player? Watch this shit. Only a final round, dog. I'm telling you. We going back to the computer. Look at this. We going back to the side. We ain't ready. We ain't ready. We ain't ready. Oh, we ain't ready right now, please? What's really good? What's really good, son?
What, Money Match and Sonic?
Let's do that shit.
Y'all really want to go down
The hype is real, nigga. This is what happens in anything. Read it straight. We'll money match you in anything. You get the most cheapest, broke fucking game, we will money match you in it. We are not playing here. See this? You see Sonic 2? See that? Money match. Bring it. They put it whatever you want. We'll take you on everything.
To be respected more than anything. Like, these are the unsung heroes of fighting game tournaments. The guys who have to put down the people's names.
I just don't. This is all your fault, man. You know this, right?
What inspired you to create Final Round?
I want to beat on everybody in Atlanta. So what better way to do that than make a tournament and have everybody come together? Since our crew was pretty much running ATL anyway.
My name is Anthony, also known as Sir Hater, Sir Chamberlain by my peers. Gamertag, Xbox Live, Ganja Hunter X, formerly known as Ganja Hunter Z, the legendary. That's me. So,
A lot of people in Atlanta know me as MONKE squared. That would be Monkey. But if you know me way back before then with T and S, I'm just your pal Skate. But right now I've evolved to this dude named Scott Popular, which is my real name.
That's what I know.
The gamer tag is Black Justice, PlayStation 3, BLAK Justice, all caps.
My friends and everybody out there, my name is Frank G's. Actually, sorry, let me back that up. The name is Franco.
there you go.
AKA Frank G's, AKA Sin 187, Frank Rizzo.
There you go.
All of that.
Yeah. PSN is seriously, all caps. Xbox gamer tag is Premier XI.
Name is Kamal Lumumba, don't call me that one. Hopewell, gamer tag, IKE, aka Ike. What else you want to know?
Name is Johan Sylvester. My gamer tag on Xbox Live is Great Mazinga.
My name is Clinton Lamar, and most people know me by Clint the Beast, or just Clint.
Larry Dixon, aka Shin Blanca. Y'all know me all over.
Yeah. And I'm his wife.
This is my beautiful wife.
I'm Shonda Dixon.
She don't have no gamer tag. She just helps out. I got her in 5 games.
Answer the question.
Oh, me? I don't know. I was going to the mall one day, and I was always good at video games anyway. So I used to like Karate Champ. I wanted to go up there and whoop on some fools in Karate Champ, and I just came up on Market Square, and then it was just like, They had Street Fighter 2 on a big screen. I guess it was like 42 inch, and that was huge back in the day because nobody had that on a projector screen. So I run up there, spend $5 worth of tokens, couldn't even block. You know what I'm saying? Just going out, picking characters. But I played with Chun-Li. My first character I played with Chun-Li, Dan Blanca.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I tried to play a little bit because of him. And I tried to play Chun-Li. Because I like Chun-Li. That's it.
Do you play any other characters, or anytime the Street Fighter game comes out, is that who you migrate to?
Chun-Li.
Okay.
I say the East Point crew really got me in fighting games like Clint, from Mike to Wing Zero to Pork Chop and Anakin. So Iceman, all of them really got me in the fighting game scene because I really didn't know tournaments exist and stuff like that. I thought I was just playing regularly. But you know, downtown arcade and stuff like that, Progress, came in there, they tore me up. I learned my lesson. And I guess I had potential. They just didn't teach me ever since then.
My dad took me to the arcade for a fun trip. I saw Tekken Tag Tournament, and I remember thinking that I was pretty good at this game. Back at home, I used to beat all my friends, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And then, first time playing, I run into pros like Poke Chop and Clint and everybody else and just get torn up. And, you know, me as a competitive person, I don't like to lose, especially at a game that I think that I'm good at. So that just fueled me to continue to practice, and here I am now, playing alongside them.
Just being at the arcade every day, and some new game comes out, and everybody plays it and surrounds it. It's a big crowd, and I put my money in, and I get a win streak.
Actually, my cousin got me into fighting games. I've been playing since I was 8. I started off with Street Fighter, so went on from there. And when I got around about 15, 16, started going down to Underground 11. Pretty much jumped off from there.
Why can't you answer these questions first? Like, I know what the questions are, I gotta think, man. No, older I gotta think all the way back. So when I was playing Yayar Kung Fu, the dude with the flag, you know, early 80s, there weren't many one-on-one fighting games. You know, it was either side-scrollers and shooting games. And all of a sudden, you know, Street Fighter 2 came out and it was like, yo, one-on-one. Put in a quarter, you get to stay if you win. If you lose, bye-bye. I like that. I like that competitive aspect of it. You know, most games were cooperative too, but this was actually a competing game. So I was like, that's cool.
You know, I used to, go through the whole competition thing, bullies and stuff like that, but, it's not really fun, get your ass kicked when you're a youngin'. So I found it a lot more fun to whoop ass on video games, and I was good at it.
And, I got a naturally competitive spirit, as most of the EMS squad does, and it was just like a natural genre of game to gravitate towards. Once it, came out and it really got big, they had the little games you would play at the random bowling alleys or little pizza parlors and stuff back in the day. And you jump on them as a kid because, hey, it's a game, but then you actually get into it and then you start learning it, and I want to play more games like that. So
wow. Just going to the arcade and seeing a lot of guys my age, or older, laughing, shouting, just like, oh, you're that dude across the room, and you just want to know, kind of what's up. You go over and there's some guys over there, beating the crap out of each other. You're like, yo, I want to learn how to do that. So, that was my initial exposure, just kind of seeing those random dudes at a Walmart or at a putt-putt, just getting it on.
I've been playing fighting games since I guess they came out. It's just natural, you got that competitive energy in you, so you want to see how good you are. So you got the best folks coming up, and then you start to play, and there it goes. It stays with you forever.
To me, the fighting games really brings out the competition in a person. It's it shows their character, how they really play. I mean, I like sports and whatnot. You know, you show tactics and, you know, there's good calls and stuff like that. But in fighting, you got to bring out your inner creativity to come out with the, you know, your own unique combos or how you figure things might work against somebody else. So you get to really see someone's character and almost kind of like morale, good or bad. You know, how they play. They're going to play cheap and just do, oh, this will work, so let's do this all day. Or if they're going to come with some, you know, quality moves and tactics. So I like to see that in person. And that's why I like that.
It depends on the game. I mean, some games, you know, you got Street Fighter, you can do various things. You have the fireball fight, you know, the fireball fighter, the jab fighter. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know, it just really depends on who I'm playing. I'm more the type of player that take that first round to try and analyze your moves. Then after that, you know, try and counter that and hit you with that super in the end. Not see it, but
Pretty much my philosophy in general for anything is to have fun and enjoy it. If you want to pick it up and mash the buttons, as long as you're having fun, go for it. You want to sit there and study frame advantage and this and that and the other and read tier charts, you know, as long as you're having fun, go for it.
I don't know, I just want to win, you know what I'm saying? So I categorize my style as just beat your ass style. I don't try to do no combos. I will if the opportunity, you know, shows itself, but most of the time I'm just trying to win by any means necessary. So,
favorite character ever is Robert Garcia from the Art of Fighting series. Just because he wasn't necessarily the main guy, but he was cool. He was kind of suave. He had the little dress shirt with the silk slacks. You know, he pulled up in the Ferrari and it's like, yo, who's that dude? But he's not the main dude. You know, he's the kind of sidekick dude, and I thought that was cool.
My favorite characters, I do see a lot of myself or some parts of my own personality, each and every one of them. That's usually why I pick them. I got a lot of favorite characters. I mean, Street Fighter is one of my favorite games, and some of my favorite characters in Street Fighter. From the beginning, Guile off top. You know, I always like Guile from the jump. He's a good old American character, you know what I'm saying? But I do like the Shotokan characters too. I actually used to start off using Ken. But I used to use Ken, Guile, Kuma, one of my favorites as well. And to me, I like the old school, so you know, I kind of go with the older guys. So I like picking Jen. That's one of my alternate favorites as well.
I like the physical. I don't like fireball characters too much, but I don't like the grapplers that are slow. So I like, I guess, medium to fast speed characters that like to stay up on top of you. I guess you call them rush down type characters. And why do I like them? I just like being in your opponent's face. You know, you don't give them a chance to respond, just beat the crap out of them. It's fun. Guile was my favorite character and shit. And I don't know, you're like, well, fuck, he had a fireball and shit. Yeah, he had a fireball, but I didn't use it a lot. I like to be up on you. And the fucking dunk throw, that was my favorite throw. I used to like to make you think I was gonna throw Sonic Boom and just be dunking you all over the place. And
my favorite character in all of Street Fighter is Dan. Even though they nerfed him in the newer games because he did have a shiny dragon punch that they took away, but we're not gonna talk about that. But I just like his attitude, you know. It seems like even though he's a doofus, he's a fun guy to play. I just like the character.
Abel's definitely not my favorite character, but my favorite character right now out of the Marvel series has to be Tron. I like the obscure characters. Yeah, I love obscure characters. Tron, Devlot, Jen Cyberbots, and Seeger. So I like obscure characters. I'm not a Shoto. I'm not a pro. I'm not the cut and paste fighter. I like obscure characters. I like having to learn. I like Flash.
Well, my favorite character hands down is Akuma. I mean, he's nothing but power and rage. What more do you really need to win a fight? But you know, I still go with the tried and true Ken and Ryu. You know, I like Ibuki, Street Fighter, you know, Nightmare, Soul Calibur. It just depends on, you know, I tend to like the bosses of the grizzly dudes, the dudes with the one big arm, you know what I'm saying?
For me, some of my favorite characters would be anything ranging from Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Samurai Showdown, In Street Fighter, it would be Ken. He's who I started off with. Mortal Kombat, it will be Scorpion. In the later Street Fighters, Akuma. Samurai Showdown would be Hamaru, would be Genjiro, Hanzo. If I could get the code to work every now and then, the Judge, that was a secret character, in case some of y'all don't know that. Later games like Tekken, Bruce Irving, Jack. It's just a lot of them. It's a lot.
Oh, I've been with Fun Around since the beginning. I mean, I'm not 100% sure when we decided. I can't remember the exact year. I'm a little older now. Memory doesn't grasp that particular point in time. Crisp, you know. But since the beginning, since we started it, I know the first one was in a house. Charles's house, as a matter of fact, over on Far Road in Atlanta, Georgia, if anybody knows that area, off of Candler Road. I was there for the first one, helped set it up, helped plan it, helped it, get to the big status that it is now.
I remember the first final round I attended was a Neo HK, was that? Over there on Piedmont? No, Ponce. It was like super, super, super hot. And we were in this little dungeon of a place. And I had to bring my television, and I think I drove my SUV. They borrowed my truck because I had a truck. And I had a television, so I went there and it was like so hot and all these men sweating.
That's an interesting question. As I've been on, off and on, more on now in the later years than in the beginning years. I believe I probably started around 7 or 8, like just really into it. But before then, it was more casual gaming with the crew. Back in the day it was Venom EMS. We was doing our thing. So yeah, I really have to say I started around 7 definitely. Yep. And from then on out, just doing it.
Come on board, Final Round. When it started, when we first came up with the idea, when it first started sparking into something that we thought it was going to be bigger than what we expected, yeah, I've been there from the start.
That's kind of funny. I actually came around with Final Round at the very beginning. I was with Final Round day 1. But the way I got on the Final Round, it was kind of weird. I was just at home, chilling, got off of work, and Larry, or Shimblock, sorry, and Croloris gave me a call at the house, and they were just like, hey man, we need a TV and some video game systems if you got it available. Told them to come and pick me up, went over to Croloris' mom's house, and that was the beginning. That was the beginning of Final Round. So pretty much, if it wasn't for them needing the system, I probably wouldn't have been there at the very beginning, but I'd eventually have joined.
I would like to say that I would be one of the masterminds, but honestly, I know deep down in my heart, this idea came from all of us. And when I say all of us, I'm not just saying just Team EMS, which is basically Atlanta based. I'm saying just the gaming community in general. Like anybody ever played against, anybody who ever made a game, anybody who had a concept behind it. Just the privilege to fight each other.
I want to beat on everybody in Atlanta. So what better way to do that than make a tournament and have everybody come together? Since our crew was pretty much running ATL anyway, we just get everybody here. I mean, besides Clint, who played Tekken, who just beat on us, we really didn't play Tekken. Any other fighting game that we played, we pretty much wrecked shop. So go on and gather everybody around Atlanta, get the best of the best, and then it just grew from there, man. I mean, just like you said, we just came from a house tournament until what it is now.
Well, let's see. Well, then of course it was just like, we had this hobby playing video games, playing fighting games, and then Final Round then was just like the ultimate incarnation of that hobby. It's like, whoa, I get to have, play as much as I want, and then I get to play up against as many people that I can see around me playing. And, you don't just have to get a couple of your folks to come to the house and you play for a couple hours, and then you got hundreds of people from who knows where, and you just get to see a lot of different styles of play. It helps temper you, make you better at the game, and hopefully you can instill some, skills in other people, help them get better. So
State of more just organized, not necessarily confusing, just it's definitely bigger, so that's where the confusion comes in. But from a standpoint of staff, the games, the gamers, the attitudes, it's definitely much, much bigger. It seems like there's more excitement. Every year there's something different. We get more people come from here, from there, so now it's what, 13 going on 14? I mean, the rivalries are getting thick, man. If y'all don't know, y'all need to come out and see this. It's real out here. It's real out here in Atlanta. Don't sleep.
Wow. Well, first final round, we first did the first few unknown final round tournaments. It was, just basically a group of us. I thought it was going to be, just something cool that we could do every weekend, or every other weekend or third week, since most of us had girlfriends. But, it was something real fun. We just enjoyed doing the weekend without any qualms and nothing, stressing like that. So, but man, I never had an idea that it would become something as huge as it is now. I mean, today we have hundreds and hundreds of people coming from all over the world. I mean, places I never think about going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, I remember the first time we had folks come down from the Dominican Republic and just sweep shop. I was like, okay, hey, I never thought it would become this huge. And now I'm just proud to say that I'm a part of it, man. I'm ecstatic.
Like I said, I just wanted to beat on everybody in Atlanta. Then it grew from Atlanta, Decatur versus, the south side of Atlanta to, all of Georgia, and then went from South Carolina to North Carolina. It just started brewing, that's around final round 3 was really the stepping stone when I started advertising it online. On Sharukin, and some kids popped up over Scott Popular's house, at like 12:30 at night. You don't do that in the day. You just don't pop up or knock on the door like, yo, is this where the round final tournament is? Final round, yeah. Yeah, it's in the morning, man, but you just don't knock up on somebody's door like here in Decatur like that. Okay. Arturo won, shouts out to Arturo Sanchez Furby. He was our first, real player, like major player to come to the final round. So he's the first person to really give us a chance and be like, yo, let me see what's going on in the A. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to Arturo. He came down, then it just took off from there. Great players from the South. Atlanta started to be their beacon, to reach out and be like, yo, final round, like, yo, we're going to final round. Such and such coming to final round, we're going to play them, see how good we are against them, you know what I'm saying?
Beating Fighting GM. Oh, I remember that all so well. It's my favorite moment.
Final round 7 when I lost and losers finals to a guy that pretty much, got last place in final round 6 at third strike. So to see him grow to the point that he was able to beat me, and almost beat Crow, was like, wow, that's what final round's about. Somebody who could barely play the game but had ambition enough to see his name at the bottom of the list. He was like, yo, I gotta do better than this. And he went to the lab and started training. He got some homeboys. He met Athens and they would always train, and then they came back the next year and was beasting on fools, That's my homeboy Nadell. He lives out in California now. Y'all might know him as Hunts.
All the final rounds I've been to, and I've been to all of them. Some of my greatest memories and some of the things that'll just stick in my mind. Oh man, I forgot. I remember one of the few years we did final round, and I know we was at the hotel. Buddy won I forgot what he was winning, but he was way over. He was just crunk. I mean, that's the only way to put it. Buddy was so crunk, he jumped up on the table and proceeded to do the holster and just ripped his shoulders. Yo, I will never forget that because everybody was cracking the hell up on that one right there.
My favorite memory of final round that I probably won't forget is I think the year before, final round 11, when I won. It was a great memory because I was like a 16-year-old kid and I just received my second $1,000 payday, and you know, as a kid, that's a lot of money to you. And then winning your first Pimp Cup, winning a big tournament as that's probably my biggest win. And you know, nothing makes you more satisfied than winning a major tournament. And that's what I'll never forget.
Okay, I gotta ask, what did you do with the money?
What did I do with the money, dog? I can't even remember, man. I was a dumb kid. I probably blew it on clothes, shoes, girls, or whatever, you know. I can't remember, really.
Oh, so you was making it rain.
Yeah, no.
Well, one moment, I don't know if this is the best moment, but I remember, final round 11. I think it was day 3. I came in a little late, and the juices were flowing. All the dudes was hooting and hollering. And I walked into the tournament, and I swear to God, the funk brought me to my knees. I never would have thought 200 to 300 grown men with all the doors open could smell so strong. And just from that moment, you'll start to see more and more of the executives final round start to just really tell people, please, soap, wash towel, water makes a world of difference.
Make sure y'all niggas bring deodorant. Fuck what you heard.
Oh, yeah. It's like final round 9. It's a memory I'll never forget because I wasn't supposed to be there. I was supposed to be in the hospital bed. But, I showed up to final round with tonsillitis. At that time, I was not supposed to be at final round. I didn't win it, but I got second. So
A lot of folks may not know about. It's only between most of the final round staff and EMS, but this was one of the moments when I was pretty much feeling the whole vibe of final round. Everything was popping off, everything was working out great. We was coming down with our equipment down the elevator, and I have to like final round. So I'm just like, yeah, final round, we run this. We are in the house, and I happened to use the B word during that phrase. It was just a crew of us in an elevator, so it wasn't too much. I wasn't really worried about it or nothing like that. I was pretty much facing my crew, and I was pretty much the doors behind me. And I'm like, yeah, that's right, final round, ATL, we run this bitch. And as I'm saying this phrase, the elevator behind me happens to open, and I'm looking at my friends' faces, and they go from, yeah, like, oh. And I'm like, what happened? So I turn around.
Little kids are standing there.
And behind me, it was another convention going on, but there's a group of all these little girls and like their parents. It looks like all their moms and whatnot are standing behind them. It's like a little Girl Scout convention or something like that. I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. But when I turned around, after I just happened to utter out that word, the look on all their faces is like, you're the bad man. Shame on you. That memory right there says it all. I couldn't do nothing. I walked out there and I was just like, excuse me, pardon me, I'm not just going to go this way. Yeah, don't even, just gonna go this way, yeah. But that right there, it was because of the excitement. It's because it was a great turnout, and it was an amazing turnout. That's pretty much what it was. But that was one of the most memorable moments, again, personally for me, in final round. Yeah. This is bad. Oh yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Matter of fact, I was just talking to friend G's about this earlier today. One of the best fights from a game I truly hate Tekken. Pork chopping, like, I swear, that fight from beginning, from the dude taking the bite out the sandwich, to the end, to pork chop hollering, I mean, that was probably one of the best fights. Just, that is what I mean by the competition. That is what we like to see. That is what, I mean, all the talking, all the trash talking, all the shit talking, all that. In the end, you know, the winners won, the loser, they lost, but they still like, that's what's up, good game, we're gonna do it again next year. And that's what I like to see. Those are my most profound memories of Final Round.
It's more like a moment at every final round that you kind of crave to the next year. And that's like those old moments, you know, in the background. I don't know if I've ever been to one where I hadn't personally experienced someone hear, you know, people wilding out across the room and not say, oh, what's going on over there? And then go over and see like, yo, I didn't know that game was that good.
I believe it was final round 12. Street Fighter 4 had just came out. And at the very end, I believe it was Gotex versus Justin Wong. Match was over, Justin Wong won. Everybody was just going bananas. And while Larry was doing, or Shin Blanca, sorry, was doing his little announcements and stuff, I don't know, just a vibe, an urge just came over me, and I just started chanting final round. And almost instantly, as I was chanting final round, everybody in the building started chanting final round. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, to see all these grown guys, all these gamers, you talking about hundreds of gamers just standing there and, you know, just final round and all the way chanting. It was a memory that I'll never forget.
What the mouse say? Somewhere over there?
Somewhere over there. I don't know. Maybe he was doing this.
Maybe that way.
Somewhere over there. I don't know.
More female fighters. I'd love to see more, you know, females representing for us. I don't play just because they always attack me first because I'm really weak at that. So I like observing. I'm like, you know, I'm a cheerer, a spectator. So, but yeah, I would love to see more females come and just, you know, represent for the women because you guys are out there. We had a few, maybe questionable ones, but we had some.
Wow, where do I see it going from final round 13 on to final round 2011 and forward? Man, it's like, to me, it gives me tingles when I start thinking about it. To me, it feels like some Kanye type of shit where there's really no limit. I mean, we can take this, because we started the idea from, we originally started it not even from final round itself. So to this blossoming from the ideas that we had originally to where it could go from here, it's wherever. I mean, we can take this to something that's larger than E3, larger than the G4 TV shows, stuff like, man, we can do this. We can do this for life, and I'm ready to. So I'm ready to take the sky's the limit. I don't see it stopping anywhere. I see it going worldwide and taking it to all sorts of different type of angles. So I'm ready for it. Yeah.
From where I see it, I mean, I really see it going, I mean, really the sky's the limit. You know, if we can keep the dedication with the crew, with the staff, the executive staff, and the gamers, you know what I mean? I haven't seen a final round get smaller. If anything, they're getting bigger by like huge numbers. I mean, I want to say it's doubling, but it's damn close to doubling every year. So, I mean, just from the game point, I can see that. I can definitely see TV shows. I can definitely see sponsoring other larger tournaments. So, I mean, you know, you'll see. I mean, it's only 14. Just wait till it's like 16 or 17. You might not even be here. You know what I'm saying? We might be there.
I'm also surprised that a lot of international players know about final round. You know, I'm just thinking, hell, you got people in America, you know, I tell them about final round, they're like, what? I'm like, wow, I must not be doing my job good enough. I need to hit them streets some more and, you know, get out there and get final round known, at least in the community. Shouldn't have nobody saying they don't know what final round is, but, you know, Scott Popper was out in Japan, he said, yeah, they know about final round, they heard of it. And then we had 2 guys come from Korea. Nen, shout out to our Nen, our brothers from Korea. And they was real cool, real nice. Sorry I scared them on drive down. But having players like that come, getting recognized around the world for throwing a great event, I think that's the biggest surprise for me is that we're not just known in America or just East Coast, we're known worldwide now. You know what I'm saying?
I think the thing that surprised me the most is really how much the expansion that we can see from the outside looking in, from the creators looking at where this can go and how big it's gotten. I mean, it went from a living room
literally
to now a whole new huge conference room venue. So I mean, yeah, it's not like we on G4 TV, but we doing it down here for real. Y'all need to pay attention to what's going on in Atlanta. I mean, don't think that you're gonna come down here and be scrubbing folks up. It ain't happening. That's real.
Just to see what has spawned off a final round. Not too many people will admit it, but a lot of people have come to final round and have seen what we've done locally. No sponsorship, no nothing. Just the sweat and determination of Shin Blanca, his wife, and everybody else that makes up Team EMS to make a very good arcade tournament-like situation for everyone, a good tournament. And just seeing it go from there to other people starting up their own tournaments locally, it's just a great thing. And with us expanding over to Japan and creating, the final round bats out there, it's growing.
Never take for granted where you might find a new tidbit or a new tactic or a new, something new to add to your game. Never get caught up in the name brands of people and only look to certain areas and certain style. You can get schooled by anybody.
Man, it's all in your heart. Cause I've seen folks go from just average, just coming to view the tournament to playing in the tournament and winning some of the games. So if you have the heart in it, if you see what's going on and you think that you can actually make a difference, you can actually, place and win, if you got that idea in your head, follow that idea. Don't just be like, oh, well, I might be able to do it, but hey, you never know. No, man, don't do that. You got the idea and there's something telling you that you can do it, go and follow that idea. Do that because you never know. You might not be that person just watching. You might be that person in the magazine doing interviews. You might be that person that just got signed up to go travel the world and play some games. And hey, when you do stuff like that, family's got to be proud of you. So, that's just something to look forward to.
First thing I tell them is to really don't come and not at least have some kind of game. Because these kids that are playing are not playing around. They're just not your average everyday player. So if you don't have that mentality from the jump, you might as well not waste your money. I mean, we'll take it. And we'll show you a good time, I promise.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna win no money. So what I would suggest is come in, take notes. Look at what the people's doing. Watch, this year we had it live streaming. Watch, learn, get the combos down, and come and show your game. Represent where you from.
Yep.
I mean, you ain't beating the A, but you know what I'm saying? Please bring it.
Yes.
I mean, that's what we need. That's the whole heart of competition right there.
Like I said in one of my videos that I did, step your game up. That's just the best way to describe it. You kids got it easy nowadays. When we were going to tournaments, we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have the money to drop down on a camcorder so we could record and go home and study. We went to the tournaments. We watched the tournaments. We watched the players. We learned from watching the players there. We didn't record and then go home and watch. We didn't go to YouTube and watch. We practiced, we learned it, went home, perfected it. So for all y'all kids out there, step your game up. Go online, play to your heart's content. And when you get another fighting game, don't put it on easy do combos and say that you the joint because you're doing combos on an easy AI. Bump that junk up the very hard and let's see how you do.
Yeah.
Because trust me, with cats like Justin Wong, Clint, Gotex, and these other cats that are playing at these tournaments, you just get embarrassed. So step your game up.
Practice. If you think you're good, you ain't nothing compared to these players. If you haven't attended any final rounds, I don't think you're gonna win because you haven't been to any.
Plenty talk of you being a prodigy. How do you feel about that title being put on you?
The title of being a prodigy, I guess it doesn't apply now since I'm like 19 and I've been playing for 7. You would probably call me a vet of the Tekken scene now because I've been playing for so long, although I'm really young. I know back then, when I first started, everybody called me the Chosen One, or they pretty much gave me the nickname Anakin. I didn't choose it, and for a while, a lot of people thought that that was my real name. Because nobody knew me, I was just a quiet kid in the arcade who was just getting better and better, and they just called me Anakin. Name sticks. But as far as the prodigy goes, I mean, I don't like to boast or anything, but if others would want to call me that, then it's nice to know that.
It's interesting. Bring your game, bring your skills, bring your money, bring your hopes. In Atlanta, we crushing that.
Chill.
Tournament. Actually, to see somebody like Clint come to our tournament and he got his kid standing there watching. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Final thoughts. Nigga got me thinking like I'm Jerry Springer and shit. I'll say this. I appreciate all the folks that do come out. And, you know, we're going to keep it going as long as people want it to keep going. Just, y'all let us know what things we do right, what things we do wrong. We'll try and work on the things we do right and make it better, the things we do wrong. Hey, we're doing it. We might cut some of the things out. We won't cut everything out because we can't please everybody. Just keep coming, keep giving us your support. Try to make it the best possible event we can make it. Final round, gonna be better, always better than Evo, no matter how big Evo is. Any other Texas, say, no hating on y'all, just saying, Georgia got y'all. Step the game up if you want to hit us, we just gonna step ours up.
So yeah, I just want to say I'm glad that I'm a part of final round. And the cool thing is, if you come out to final round, you're a part of final round too. You know, the cool thing about final round is, even though a lot of us help organize it and help run it, it's a community thing. You know, it's not like we went out and got 500 people. The people came.
Let's not even go there right now. Final thoughts.
Appreciate everybody for coming out, for real. Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. It's going to continue to be fun, but yeah, I appreciate everybody that's coming out, everyone that helped me with this, you know what I'm saying? My friends, my beautiful wife, everybody that's come out, you know what I'm saying, loan me equipment to run final round, everything, man. I mean, hell, who normally does anything, or what event, you know, that's been around for, 13 years. Most people that doing something, hell, FRD didn't last this long.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just saying.
You came back this year, though.
Man, whatever, that wasn't no real.
You came back this year. Okay.
So, fine, if you say anything, final round lasted longer than FRD, Charlie. What? Yeah. All right, I'll see y'all next year. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better come. If you don't, you some busters.
Yeah.
On words. Oh, now. Final round of shit! Let's see. Let's see. I'd like to take this moment to thank all the people that came together to build this thing up. Really, I'm just glad to be a part of this. I'm glad to that I was here from the beginning and glad to be a part of it now, and I'm glad to put forth every effort to make sure this thing succeeds in the future. I'm hoping that just like there's other people out there now that's seen Final Round, came to Final Round, started their own tournaments in their own parts of the United States and hitting us back on like, man, when I came to Final Round, that was awesome. I came back home and I started doing this and that and this and that. Now we're going to the tournament. Dog, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, we can do it. You can do it. Do it! Hey. But you know, you might not be as good as us, but you know, hey, do it, though, do it. What you got for me? What you got for me?
That's it, but I mean, if you want to, that's all the questions I got. But
don't let me start rambling, man. You know, hey.
Yeah, we'll be rambling.
There are so many memories that I can't really pick a favorite one. Because I mean, I guess that's kind of the cool thing about Final Round. There's always going to be something cool happening or something crazy that, you know, instead of saying, hey, remember that one time? Nah, it's going to be like, hey, remember that one time? Remember that other time? Remember that other time? So on, so on, so on. That's really cool. So I can't really pick out a specific moment.
What are you doing?
Oh, I don't break those. I don't break those. What you mean you don't break those? You mean I don't break those? I'm gonna hockey. You can follow me. I lied to you.
We got over 240 people. I mean, that's tremendous. That's tremendous. Just to say a quick word, I remember when this shit used to be in somebody's, like, you know what I'm saying, just a big room, somebody's crib. So now it's gotten huge. Over 250 people for one game. That is tremendous. So once again, it's time to collect my cheddar. You know what I'm saying? All right.